What if the biggest obstacle to your financial freedom isn't your bank account, but something far more powerful, hidden right inside your own mind? In a world obsessed with bank balances and financial statements, a powerful book reveals a radical truth. True prosperity isn't found in your wallet, nor in piles of numbers. It originates from the deepest part of you, your mind. This isn't just a book called The Mental Millionaire. It's a revolutionary blueprint for cultivating a wealth mindset before any money even manifests in your life. The author doesn't promise magic shortcuts to riches. Instead, he takes you on an intellectual and spiritual journey that goes beyond mere financial equations. This journey delves into the depths of your psyche, opening your eyes to hidden beliefs about money, success, and failure. And then it reprograms them in a more expansive, courageous way. With every step, you'll discover a vital truth. The difference between the rich and the poor isn't just about income. It's about the depth of their ideas, the degree of their discipline, and an unwavering faith that obstacles cannot shake. This isn't a rigid theoretical guide. It's a practical mental experience built within your mind, reflecting onto your entire life. Change begins with a small awareness you might never have noticed, expanding gradually to shape your new financial and intellectual identity. From there, financial wealth becomes a natural result of that deep mental transformation. So, if you have the courage to examine yourself and dare to change long-held ways of thinking, this book might be an extraordinary gateway. It's an unusual key to unlock mental wealth first, and then the financial wealth you dream of. It's not just pages you read. It's a mirror showing you yourself with clarity. This journey begins with a fundamental yet profound principle. Wealth starts in your mind, long before it ever touches your bank account. Many believe wealth is just numbers, deals, or inheritance. But the author argues these are merely reflections of an internal thought pattern. Your mind is the fertile soil. Money is just the fruit planted within it. Most people chase money as an end itself. But truly, it's a result, the natural outcome of a specific mindset. A wealthy mindset isn't just about having money. It's about spotting opportunities, seeking value, and investing in yourself before any external project. Develop your mind, expand your horizons, acquire new skills, and you'll create wealth even from nothing. Here's a powerful question the book poses. Do you mentally possess what qualifies you to be wealthy? Because money, no matter how much, won't last in a mind. It's like seeds failing to grow in barren land. But here's where it gets truly interesting. What if your entire view of wealth is being sabotaged from within? Chapter 2. Free yourself from the scarcity mindset. Now, let's talk about one of the biggest mental shifts, moving from a scarcity to an abundance mindset. Your mindset is the mirror through which you see the world. If it's clouded by fear, that reflects on your choices. A scarcity mindset means constantly fearing loss, believing opportunities are limited, and seeing others' success as your own loss. You live defensively, afraid to spend, hesitant to invest. It turns life into a cold, anxious race. But here's the game changer. An abundance mindset knows the world is full of opportunities. It sees success as renewable energy, believing anyone can forge their own path through creativity and hard work. Someone with abundance doesn't ask. They ask, what value can I add? They know money is a natural result of providing real value. The author reveals that most of us carry negative money beliefs from childhood. Money can't buy happiness. I'm not good with finances. These simple phrases become mental cages, stopping creative thinking and risk-taking. How can you create wealth if your mind is convinced you're financially unsuccessful? The key is to break free from these old programs. Replace destructive phrases with powerful affirmations like, I am capable of managing my money consciously. Your mind responds to repetition. What's repeated becomes belief, and belief becomes reality. Remember, the mental millionaire isn't always the smartest, but the most daring to experiment and take calculated risks. Opportunities don't just appear. You create them through action and confidence. Freeing yourself from scarcity doesn't erase fear, but teaches you to overcome it, seeing challenges as growth possibilities. And this is crucial. The greatest poverty isn't lack of money, but poverty of thought. When you break free, you take your first real steps toward wealth, measured not just by what you own, but by what you believe you're capable of achieving. Now, prepare for a revelation about your past that might be holding your future captive. Chapter 3. Reshaping the Mental Map of Success. In this chapter, the author takes you to the heart of one of the most dangerous obstacles to wealth: your inherited mental map. We all navigate life according to thought patterns formed in childhood, often filled with biases and false beliefs. These prevent you from seeing or seizing opportunities. From your earliest years, you heard phrases repeated until they became subconscious programs. The rich don't enter paradise. Money is the dirt of this world. Hard work doesn't make you rich. These aren't just fleeting sounds. They're invisible programs guiding your decisions without you even realizing it. When a new experience or financial risk appears, you hesitate, afraid or even reject it. Not because you're incapable, but because your inner map is drawn against it. The author invites you to pause and reflect. What phrases did you hear repeatedly in your home, school, or social circle? Did they motivate you or instill fear? The first step for a mental millionaire is dismantling these old programs, refusing to surrender to them as absolute truths. This programming isn't unchangeable fate. It can be reshaped consciously by introducing new beliefs that support success. For example, instead of "money corrupts souls," repeat, "money reveals my true self and increases good when I use it wisely." And instead of "I'm not good with money," say, "I learn every day how to manage my money better." But reshaping your mental map isn't just empty phrases. It requires practical tools. The author recommends daily mental affirmations, regularly writing goals, and practicing conscious meditation on your financial thoughts. These exercises aren't a luxury. They reprogram your subconscious to accept that you deserve success and wealth. More importantly, connect financial success with positive emotions, joy, gratitude, inner peace. Many link money to guilt, fear, or shame, making it a threat to their minds, not an opportunity. Change this emotional relationship, and your mind will be ready to create and attract financial opportunities instead of pushing them away. Chapter 3 reminds us of a fundamental truth. Your mind is like a map. If its paths are old and full of barriers, you'll never reach a new destination. Redrawing this map is the crucial step preceding any major financial or personal transformation. The next chapter will show you how to turn these insights into unstoppable daily action. Chapter 4: Wealth begins with daily behaviors. After laying the theoretical foundations, the author moves from ideas to actions. Mental wealth, however powerful, is incomplete unless translated into tangible daily behaviors. An idea alone doesn't change a life. What changes it is turning that idea into a habit, repeated until it becomes part of your identity. Wealth isn't luck or one big deal. It's a daily accumulation of small, consistent behaviors, built over time like bricks constructing a massive edifice. Successful people aren't necessarily smarter. They're more committed to execution. They make mistakes, they stumble, but they keep moving, while others stop at the first obstacle. Among the most important behaviors is discipline. It makes you stick to your schedule even when you don't feel like it, making you wake early to work on your project instead of aimlessly browsing. Discipline is the bridge connecting a millionaire mindset to real-world results. The author also emphasizes time management as a powerful key. How many people have great ideas but waste their time? Successful people monitor their day, know where time is lost, and invest every hour in something that brings them closer to their goals. Even a simple technique, like writing down 3 daily financial or developmental goals, can bring significant transformation. The book points out that mental millionaires aren't superheroes. They're ordinary people who adopted an extraordinary way of life. Waking early, daily reading, continuous learning, monitoring spending, and associating with ambitious people. These daily habits reshape their lives, often without them noticing at first. Chapter 4 teaches a fundamental lesson. Wealth isn't a sudden event. It's the cumulative result of small, repeated actions. Every day you neglect is a step backward, and every day you use intelligently is a long-term investment in yourself and your financial future. There's a hidden force shaping your financial fate that you might not even be aware of. Chapter 5: Your mental environment determines your financial ceiling. In this chapter, the author highlights the power of your environment. It can elevate you or pull you down without you realizing it. While you are ultimately responsible for yourself, your subconscious mind is greatly affected by the people, ideas, and atmospheres you live amidst. The author begins with a famous saying: "You are the average of the 5 people you spend most of your time with." This simple statement encapsulates a profound reality. Your ambitions, income, and self-confidence reflect the nature of those you associate with. If you're surrounded by people who constantly complain, justify failures, fear change, or mock success, that negative energy will inevitably seep into you, even unconsciously. The result? You'll find yourself slowing down, hesitating, and living within a suffocating circle that pulls you downwards. Conversely, surround yourself with people who think about investment, execute projects, and talk about self-development and opportunities instead of problems. Your mind will open and expand. It unconsciously adopts their thinking, reshaping its beliefs and behavior based on what it perceives as normal in its new environment. A truly wealthy person doesn't allow themselves to be a prisoner of mentally draining circles. They carefully choose and create a supportive environment, even if it's not immediately present. This could be through books, lectures, or following positive figures online. The important thing is to nourish your mind daily with ideas that propel you to grow, not diminish you. The author stresses that environment isn't limited to people. It includes all the content you consume. Articles, videos, pages you follow, all nourish or weaken your mind. He urges you to review your follow list. Who inspires me? And who drains my energy? The golden advice here: build a mental support team for yourself. This team might be friends, mentors, books, or ideas. Always surround your mind with what raises your ceiling and reminds you that you are capable of growing. Your environment can either be a ceiling, limiting your ambition, or a ladder, pushing you higher than you thought possible. The choice is yours. Will you remain in an environment that extinguishes your spark, or create one that reignites it? What if the very idea of earning money is fundamentally misunderstood? Chapter 6: Money is an inner reflection, not an external result. The author begins this chapter with a startling, pivotal truth. Money isn't acquired from the outside. Instead, it's attracted from within. True wealth doesn't start with a bank account. It starts from the mind, from your self-image, and from your deepest beliefs about money and yourself. A person who internally sees themselves as poor will continue to repel money, even if they acquire it. Why? Their subconscious mind will unconsciously sabotage opportunities that align with this inner self-image. This explains why some people quickly lose unexpected windfalls, while others start from nothing and build sustainable wealth. Sustainable financial transformation doesn't begin with a career change, a salary increase, or a lucrative deal. It begins from within, from rewriting the financial identity you carry in your mind. If you see yourself as unworthy of wealth, you won't receive it, no matter how hard you try. But change this identity. Convince yourself you are worthy of abundance, and you'll unconsciously make decisions that lead you to wealth. A mentally wealthy person views money as a tool for empowerment, giving, and expansion. A mentally poor person sees money as a threat, anxiety, or a curse. The difference isn't in their pockets, but in their fundamental perspective on money. That's why the author urges you to redefine money in your mind. Not something to chase, but something you attract when you elevate your thoughts. Not a burden to fear, but a tool to express your best self. One of the most important points is reconciling with deservingness. Many lack wealth, not because they don't know how to get it, but because deep down, they don't believe they deserve it. This hidden conviction closes all doors, no matter how hard they strive. To address this, the author suggests a simple, profound exercise. Sit and write. How do you see money? What are your feelings towards it? Does it evoke comfort or fear? Then, daily repeat, I deserve financial abundance because I am ready to handle it with maturity and vision. This plants new seeds in your subconscious, reshaping your financial identity from within. Money then becomes a natural reflection of that internal change. Chapter 6 teaches us that money is not the goal, but the result, the inevitable outcome of a mind filled with awareness, confidence, and belief in deservingness. The real surprise comes when you realize how your deepest emotions are broadcasting your financial reality. Chapter 7: The Chemistry of Confidence and the Frequencies of Wealth. In this chapter, the author takes you to an unconventional angle, linking inner emotions to the energy you emit. He explains how these vibrations attract or repel money. Self-confidence isn't just psychological. It's a mental and energetic frequency, an invisible wave that either harmonizes with abundance or repels it. When you live in doubt, fear, or hesitation, you emit vibrations that repel opportunities. It's as if the universe hears, I am not ready, I cannot, I do not deserve. Conversely, entering a state of certainty, confidence, and self-esteem raises your mental frequency. Opportunities are attracted. People trust you, and paths open naturally. Your mind isn't just a thinking tool. It's a broadcasting and receiving station. Your thoughts aren't confined. They reflect in your language, actions, and how you deal with money. Whoever believes their path will open finds it. Whoever doubts remains stuck, regardless of skill. To clarify, observe your inner dialogue. Facing a financial obstacle, do you say, I'm a failure, or this is just an experience on my way to abundance? The words you use determine your inner frequency, and thus, whether opportunities are attracted or move away. Confidence isn't arrogance, it's a deep inner commitment, a belief you are capable of learning, adapting, and rising again, no matter your current situation. Confidence is telling yourself, I may not have all the tools right now, but I have the ability to acquire them. The author recommends a simple exercise to nourish this frequency. Every time you face an obstacle or feel fear, tell yourself, I am on my way to abundance. Repeat it until it's part of your internal programming. Over time, your subconscious will believe it, and your energy will harmonize with wealth, not conflict with it. Chapter 7 teaches that money isn't attracted to weakness and doubt. It's attracted to certainty and confidence. Building this confidence isn't a luxury. It's essential for your mind to become a frequency that attracts opportunities, instead of a wave that repels them. But what if your emotional drive is the only thing that truly fuels financial success? Chapter 8: Emotional drivers are the fuel for financial takeoff. In this chapter, the author dives into the hidden depth behind every journey to wealth: emotional drive. Money isn't pursued by the mind alone. It needs an inner spark that ignites enthusiasm and keeps you steadfast in difficulties. Many start projects logically, but collapse without quick results. Why? The mind alone isn't enough. There must be a heart burning with a higher purpose. The author warns against pursuing money for money's sake alone. It leads to spiritual exhaustion. The mental millionaire understands money is a means, not an end, connected to a mission, value, or dream bigger than numbers. They link wealth to a deeper purpose: saving family, leaving a legacy, freeing themselves from past constraints, or achieving an old dream. This is the sacred emotional driver, making you endure pain, overcome procrastination, and face criticism. Without it, any financial plan collapses. With it, any path becomes possible and exciting. The author asks, why do you want to become wealthy? If superficial, to buy a car, you won't endure. If deeply emotional, connected to a mission, it grants invincible strength. Everyone needs a fiery inner engine that drives them even without immediate reward, distinguishing visionaries from ordinary people. For a practical exercise, dedicate weekly time to meditate on the greater purpose behind your wealth pursuit. Ask, what will I offer if I achieve this wealth? How will I change others' lives? This recharges your emotional battery and reminds you to continue, even when logic fails. The truth is, your biggest financial enemy isn't external competition. It's something much closer. Chapter 9: Taming Doubt and Dismantling Inner Resistance. In this chapter, the author reveals one of the most dangerous obstacles. It prevents people from achieving wealth: inner psychological resistance. It doesn't come from external forces, but resides deep within you, manifesting as self-doubt, procrastination, feelings of unworthiness, or even disguised self-mockery. Poverty itself doesn't defeat you. Your inner voice does, whispering, you are not worthy of wealth. You are not deserving of success. This voice hides in seemingly logical ideas. Wait a bit. The time isn't right. Others are smarter. With repetition, doubt entrenches, becoming a wall blocking opportunities. The roots often trace back to childhood environments that devalued ambition or solidified beliefs that money is for a select few or wealth is sinful. This early programming becomes invisible constraints, making your mind unconsciously reject opportunities. The solution isn't to suppress this voice by force, but to dismantle it with awareness. When you observe doubt and name it, it loses power. When you honestly question a negative thought, does this serve me or limit me? You gradually neutralize it. The author suggests a practical exercise. Every morning, declare aloud or write, "All resistance within me is an old voice that doesn't represent my truth now. Today, I choose to be ready for abundance and to live my full potential." This simple declaration reprograms the subconscious, transforming your energy from hesitation to readiness. Awareness alone isn't enough. It needs repeated practice. With every doubt, guilt, or fear, remember these aren't absolute truth, but remnants of the past. Each time you choose awareness, you weaken inner resistance. Chapter 9 teaches that your greatest enemy isn't external, it's within. The first step toward wealth isn't confronting the market, but confronting your inner voices. When you tame doubt and dismantle hidden resistance, you open your mind to receive abundance without limits. Ready for a simple rule that can unlock a cascade of financial opportunities? Chapter 10: Laws of Financial Movement and Creating Momentum of Confidence. In this chapter, the author lays down a golden rule. Money is like energy. It dislikes stagnation. It flows with movement and decision. Many think the best way to protect money is to wait for the perfect moment or gather more information before acting. But the result is often stagnation, fear, and lost opportunities. The mental millionaire doesn't wait for a green light. They ignite their own path with their first step. Understanding momentum is more important than perfection. Movement, even small, generates opportunities unseen while standing still. Money responds to those who prove capable of enduring and correcting, not to those. Momentum is like a water current. As soon as you move, opportunities drift towards you. You meet the right people, discover abilities you never knew you had. Stagnation extinguishes enthusiasm, planting doubt until you're a prisoner of hesitation. Therefore, the greatest risk isn't making a mistake, it's staying in place. To achieve momentum, the author suggests a simple, powerful habit: daily decision-making. Each day, choose one thing to move forward. A small decision in your project, a practical investment step, or a conversation that might open a new door. The size doesn't matter. What matters is that you move. With repetition, decision becomes behavior. Behavior becomes identity, and identity becomes results. Momentum doesn't mean recklessness, but rapid learning. The mental millionaire isn't afraid to experiment. Every step, successful or failed, provides new information, bringing them closer to their goal. They create the experience first, then correct course. Failure becomes a learning tool, not a barrier. The deeper lesson: money responds to clear intention, and bold action. The universe doesn't respond to abstract ideas alone. It responds to actions proving you're ready to receive more. Every decision is an internal and external declaration of your seriousness for abundance. Every hesitation is a postponement message, keeping you where you are. Chapter 10 reminds us, the secret isn't waiting for the perfect plan. It's about creating continuous momentum. Momentum opens closed doors and makes the path appear step by step. You don't need to see the end clearly. Just start walking, and the path will reveal itself. But the game changer is realizing that money itself has a secret language you need to learn. Chapter 11: Belief Engineering and Designing a Mental System Supporting Wealth. The author opens this chapter with a fundamental truth. Your external world is a direct reflection of your internal system. Your results in money, opportunities, or success are consequences of the mental structure governing your daily thoughts. If your mental system is filled with negative beliefs about money, your mind will treat it as a threat, pushing it out of your life unconsciously. Beliefs are mental molds through which you view reality. They aren't absolute truths, but inherited from upbringing, society, and past experiences. Someone who believes money is corrupting will struggle to retain it or hesitate to pursue it because their unconscious mind sees it as a threat to values. Conversely, someone who believes money is a means for freedom and growth will move with different energy, seeing opportunities instead of obstacles. The author suggests a profound exercise to dismantle beliefs. Write down 10 negative beliefs about money. Example: the rich are selfish. I can't become wealthy from scratch. Then honestly ask, are these based on facts or inherited illusions? Do they serve me or limit me today? The next step is to reprogram this internal system, not just with empty positive phrases, but by building new experiences that support alternative beliefs. If you believe money is for growth, start with small steps that prove it. Invest in a book, a course, or a value-adding project. You give your mind practical proof that solidifies the new belief. The author compares this to rebooting a mental operating system. Every negative thought is an old, corrupted file to be deleted. Every new belief is an effective program opening new functions. Over time, every financial step in your life reflects this new mental programming. Chapter 11 summarizes a pivotal lesson. Money doesn't start from a bank account. It starts from your deepest beliefs. If you want to change your financial reality, begin by engineering your internal system and building your mind on new foundations that support wealth, instead of opposing it. What if your very identity is silently blocking your path to wealth? Chapter 12: The Language of Money and Communicating with Opportunities. In this chapter, the author reveals a secret many overlook. Money is a language in itself. It has its own vocabulary, rhythm, and way of responding. The wealthy don't differ much in mental or physical abilities. They master speaking the language of money, while most treat it like a stranger they're unfamiliar with or afraid of. The first step to mastering this language is changing your perspective. Many talk about money with fear or complaint. Money is scarce. Everything is expensive. Money doesn't last. These negative sentences are hidden expulsion messages your mind sends to the universe, making money shy away. The wealthy speak about money with awareness and calmness, seeing it as an opportunity, a tool for expansion, and a means to create new value. The author likens money to a sensitive, living being. It dislikes being spent in fear, hoarded in stinginess, or disrespected. Money needs a mind that knows how to receive it well, and behavior that proves it's treated as a valued tool, not a burden or a curse. To build a healthy relationship with money, a practical step is to record your money movements daily, not out of anxiety, but awareness. Write down expenses, profits, income, even gifts. This simple practice teaches you to speak the language of money fluently, just as a child learns a new language through continuous practice. Then, a pivotal point. The mental millionaire doesn't chase money. They open channels for it to enter through initiative, serving others, and creating value. Money flows toward those who offer real value, not those who blindly run after it. That's why the most successful projects aren't focused on how to profit, but how to serve and benefit others. Chapter 12 gives us a profound lesson. Money isn't a mysterious force or a game of chance. It's a language that can be learned and mastered when you speak it well, with awareness, value, and sincere intention. Opportunities begin to flow to you as if they understand your hidden messages. The next secret isn't just about managing money, but managing your most precious, irreplaceable asset. Chapter 13, Financial Identity and Radical Self-Definition. In this chapter, the author takes us to a deeper level, beyond mere thoughts and habits, to focus. Money, as he asserts, cannot become a fixed reality in your life unless your mental identity first changes. Identity is the productive image you hold of yourself and what you deeply believe about your capabilities and potentials. If you say about yourself, "I am poor," or "I am limited," or "I'm not the type of person who succeeds financially," then your mind will unconsciously work to prove this description. Every project you undertake will fail, and every opportunity will seem distant from you. Not because it's impossible, but because you don't see yourself as the right person for it. Identity acts as an invisible constraint. It defines your financial and psychological ceiling. True transformation begins when you consciously redefine yourself. You say, "I am a person who deserves abundance. I am financially intelligent. I am capable of managing money wisely." These aren't just encouraging sentences. They are declarations of a new identity. With their repetition and daily support through small behaviors, the subconscious mind begins to redraw its image of you. And every time you invest in learning a new skill, you send yourself a message. I am a financially organized person. Over time, these small actions transform into an entirely new personality. The author clarifies that money isn't attracted by chance. It's attracted by the gradual manifestation of identity. You don't become wealthy and then feel wealthy internally. Instead, you first. Chapter 13 shows us that wealth isn't as much a matter of numbers as it is a matter of identity. And when you change your financial identity, you don't just change how you see yourself, you also change how the world interacts with you. But mastering your finances isn't about luck. It's about a consistent, almost invisible power. Chapter 14: Time, Money, and the Art of Self-Investment. In this chapter, the author sheds light on the essential relationship between time and money. He clarifies that most people waste their true wealth because they don't realize that time is the greatest investment asset. It's even more precious than money itself. While money can be replaced if lost, not a single minute of life, once gone, can ever be recovered. Truly wealthy people don't necessarily work more than others, but they think about how to invest their time. They don't spend hours on trivial tasks or passive consumption. Instead, they know that every moment can be a seed that yields future results. That's why they treat time as a professional investor treats capital, with caution, with intelligence, and with a long-term strategy. Among the time management secrets the author mentions is buying other people's time, outsourcing simple tasks to free up focus for high-return activities, investing in golden hours, placing difficult tasks during peak mental times like early morning, and continuous learning, time invested in new skills, reading, or lectures, multiplies intellectual wealth before financial. The author and they give you the ability to rebuild yourself, no matter if everything around you collapses. Every moment wasted without purpose is a cumulative loss that no money can compensate for. Watching long hours of empty entertainment, or getting bogged down in arguments, or being busy with what doesn't benefit, all of these are drains on your real capital, your time. Chapter 14 delivers a powerful message. If you want to control your financial life, you must first control your time. Time is the irreplaceable currency, and whoever invests it consciously holds the first key to building inexhaustible wealth. The biggest lie we're told is that more time equals more wealth. The truth is far more powerful. Chapter 15: Financial Behavior and Accumulated Discipline. In this chapter, the author confirms that true wealth isn't built by a stroke of luck or a single genius deal. Instead, it's the fruit of disciplined financial behaviors. These are practiced continuously until they become second nature to a person. Money isn't a quick game. It's a long-term system that requires awareness, patience, and accumulation. Financial discipline means knowing when to spend, why to spend, and on what to spend. It means saying no to momentary temptations because you see the bigger reward in the long term. It means always saving a portion of your income, no matter how small. This builds the habit of saving instead of the habit of instant gratification. The author describes financial discipline as a mental muscle. The more you train it, the stronger and more flexible it becomes. Initially, saving might seem difficult, or resisting daily desires might be exhausting. But with repetition, it becomes natural, and the habit transforms into part of your identity. A disciplined person doesn't act according to circumstances. They direct circumstances themselves. The author points out that the greatest manifestation of discipline is consistency. It means doing the right thing, even when you don't see immediate results. It means paying your debts regularly, saving consistently, and investing consciously, even if the results seem slow. Mental and financial wealth isn't formed by quick achievements. It's formed by the silent habits you never abandon. He also stresses that a disciplined person treats money as a tool, not as spoils of war. They don't overspend on their first large income, nor does money change them internally. This is because they know wealth isn't in what they currently possess. It's in the behaviors they repeat day after day. The author summarizes the idea. Luck might grant you quick money, but discipline alone is what preserves and grows it. Therefore, building financial discipline isn't just a skill. It's an essential prerequisite for true financial freedom. Prepare to rethink everything you thought you knew about seeing the world and how it affects your bank account. Chapter 16. The Power of Deep Focus in Creating Mental Wealth. In today's world, where notifications constantly bombard us, and where digital distractions fragment our attention into small pieces, deep focus becomes a rare currency. Only a few possess it. The author believes this ability is one of the most important pillars of millionaire minds. Wealth isn't created in an environment of distraction. It's created in moments of complete immersion in a single idea, project, or task. Deep focus isn't a talent some are born with and others are deprived of. It's a mental muscle that can be trained through discipline and practice. Every time you choose to work for an hour without your phone, or dedicate time to your project without interruptions, you strengthen this muscle. And you reprogram your mind to become more productive and deeply aware. The author explains that truly wealthy people don't accomplish more because they have more time. It's because they possess deeper focus. While most people are busy executing 10 superficial tasks in a day, the mentally wealthy person sits in one focused session. They accomplish the equivalent of a full week's work. This state, where a person becomes so immersed in their work they lose track of time, is called flow by psychologists. It's the gateway to creativity and extraordinary achievement. Among the practical strategies the author suggests for building focus are the Pomodoro technique, working in short, focused sessions interspersed with regular breaks. Also, dedicating golden hours without interruptions, especially in the early morning when the mind is at its clearest, and removing sources of distraction like your phone or email during periods of deep work. He also emphasizes that deep focus isn't just a means to accomplish tasks. It's a gateway to mental wealth. In these moments, creativity is born, and ideas that generate millions are forged. Successful people don't possess a magic wand. Instead, they have the ability to stick with a single idea for longer than others, until it transforms from an idea into reality. Chapter 16 reminds us that the greatest wealth you can possess isn't money or real estate. It's your ability to control your attention. A distracted mind cannot build wealth, whereas a focused mind is capable of transforming even the simplest opportunities into great achievements. What if the biggest illusion isn't about time, but how you perceive and manage your own energy? Chapter 17. The mind is a filter, not a mirror. In this chapter, the author clarifies a crucial point. Your mind doesn't reflect reality as it is. Instead, it selects from it what aligns with its internal programming. In other words, we don't truly see the world as it is. We see it through the mental filter. This filter is made up of our beliefs and past experiences. Mentally poor people see barriers everywhere. Their minds are programmed for fear and scarcity, while mentally wealthy people see opportunities for growth and profit in the same situation. Their internal programming trains them to look for potential instead of obstacles. It's not about objective reality. It's about the way the mind chooses to interpret that reality. The author refers to the reticular activating system, RAS, in the brain. This is the part that decides what we focus on from the millions of pieces of information surrounding us every second. If you program your mind to believe that money is hard to obtain, this system will make your eyes only pick up evidence that confirms that idea. But if you program it to believe that opportunities are everywhere, you'll suddenly start seeing possibilities you never noticed before. To illustrate this, the author gives an example. If you ever thought about buying a new car, you'd suddenly start seeing the same type of car everywhere around you. These cars didn't suddenly appear. Your mind was simply ignoring them before. The same applies to money and success. What you mentally search for is what appears in your reality. And this is where the importance of reprogramming your mental filter comes in. Instead of seeing failure as proof that you are incapable, train yourself to see it as an opportunity for learning. And instead of seeing competition as a threat, look at it as a motivator for self-development. Chapter 17 summarizes the idea in a powerful sentence. Thoughts don't just change what happens, they change what we see from what happens. An external reality is merely a reflection of our internal vision. Whoever sees opportunities in failure is the one who possesses mental wealth. But whoever sees an end in every obstacle is the one who loses before they even begin. Chapter 18, Managing Energy, Not Time. In this chapter, the author opens up a different and bold perspective. Everyone has 24 hours in a day. But what truly distinguishes successful people isn't the time itself. It's the type of energy they carry during those hours. Time is a fixed framework, whereas energy is the fuel that determines the quality of what we accomplish within it. Many people create perfect time schedules, but they collapse at the first sign of fatigue or a drop in focus. Here lies the secret. Success isn't built on the number of hours. It's built on how you manage your physical, mental, and emotional energy. The author explains that intelligence isn't about filling your day with tasks. It's about knowing when you're at your peak energy and placing your most important work there. A mind after sufficient sleep is completely different from a mind exhausted at the end of the day. And a project you embark on when you are at your peak clarity is accomplished with double the quality compared to starting it at a moment of weakness. Among the practical strategies the author offers are: sufficient sleep isn't a luxury. It's an investment in brain clarity. Short naps are like a quick recharge for mental energy. Exercising is considered a fundamental driver of mental productivity, not just a physical activity. Reduce your sugar and stimulants because they create illusory bursts of energy followed by a rapid crash. Periods of digital detox protect the mind from energy-draining distraction. The author clarifies that truly wealthy people don't work more. They work when they are at their peak energy. They master the art of timing. They know when to create, when to learn, and when to rest. He emphasizes that true organization isn't about filling your calendar with appointments. It's about knowing your unique energy rhythm and then adjusting your day accordingly. So if your mornings are golden, place your most challenging tasks there. And if your energy dips in the afternoon, dedicate those hours to routine tasks or relaxation. Chapter 18 teaches us that wealth doesn't belong to those who run for the longest time. It belongs to those who know how to preserve their inner fuel. Energy is the real currency, and whoever manages it well achieves more than someone who squanders it, even if they both have the same 24 hours. Conclusion: true wealth begins with the mind and ends with the human being. After this long journey through the book's chapters, it becomes clear. The central message isn't just about teaching ways to earn money. It's about redefining wealth from its roots. Money, in its essence, is nothing but a reflection of a nurturing mindset, an organized thought process, and a spirit that believes in deservingness. We've seen how inherited beliefs can unconsciously limit us, and how doubt and inner resistance can be the greatest enemy, defeating us before the race even begins. But we've also learned that these limitations aren't eternal. They can be dismantled, reprogrammed. If you plant seeds of fear in it, it will yield anxiety and poverty. And if you plant seeds of confidence and abundance, it will yield wealth and success. True wealth isn't measured by what's in your bank account alone. It's measured by the peace, confidence, and awareness within you. What is the value of millions if their owner lives in constant fear? And what is the worth of palaces if the heart of their inhabitant is desolate? The mental millionaire isn't someone who chases money externally. Rather, they are someone who makes themselves a constantly renewed internal project. They learn, they focus, they are disciplined. They rise after falling, and they see pain as a lesson and failure as an opportunity. They know that money is a tool, not an end. It's a means for expansion and giving, not a burden or a curse. The author concludes with a powerful message. The greatest investment you can make is to possess yourself before possessing anything else. Money might be lost, opportunities might change, but a wealthy mind, filled with light, is capable of rebuilding, no matter what happens. True wealth isn't about owning everything. It's about owning yourself first. It's about managing your thoughts instead of being led by them. It's about creating your identity instead of having it imposed upon you, and about building an unconquerable mind from within yourself. Only then does money come as a natural result, not as a sought-after goal. If you dare to change your way of thinking, you won't just change your bank account, you'll change your entire destiny.